up, guys? Scrappy Doo here, Paducah Home Theater. Got a new unboxing video for Klipsch's new RSM series, the residential service mount. I have the RSM-800s right here and a pair of the RSM-650s right here. They also have an RSM-525 and a 400. The 400 is going to have a 4-inch woofer. The 525 is going to be obviously a 5 1/4. The 650 is a 6.5. 800 is an 8-inch woofer. Each version is replacing a previous AW 400, 525, 650. The 800s being the newest one are going to have the 8-inch driver. Should have a little more bass than the previous AW 650s. At least I'm hoping. I bought these white 800s to go on my front porch and replace the 650s. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right. So first we're going to dig into the RSM 650s. Like I said, these are the new models of the AW 650s that are outgoing. So when you pop stuff open, first thing you're going to get is a manual, and it looks like some set screws to lock in the angle, which is actually kind of nice. Before, it just had these big spinning caps from each side, and you kind of just got to hold it where you want it and get one really tight, and then you can snug up the other one. This looks like a little more secure and gives you a little more hard options for it. So that's kind of a cool idea. First thing I noticed when I opened these just before I started is that they are individually boxed instead of one large foam piece, which probably helps them out, also keeps things a little more secure. So I went ahead and cut one open, and I noticed that these come with the cardboard inserts that come in like the in-ceiling speakers. I really like these. They hold stuff really well. There's lots of space. They're padded, and they don't freaking break. The foam stuff, man, when it gets jostled around and a corner chews up, and then all of a sudden the crap tracks all over your house when you're opening it, I just don't like it. Like when you got to have a vacuum cleaner by you to unbox stuff, I personally don't like that. So this is a nice touch. That's a good move in my opinion. Once you pop that out, these are just in here in a single bag, and that's basically all that's in the one box. So look at this. So I had the black 650s to open because these are most likely going to go on my back patio area. So we'll get these out of the bag real quick. Oh, this is cool. So, alright, so I went out before I started this and grabbed an AW 650 because I wanted to see the size comparison between these two. And by the way, this one that lives out in my front porch has had birds living on top of it for the last 3 years. I brought it in. It was absolutely disgusting. I simply sponged it off in my sink, and this thing is pretty clean for the most part. Only part I couldn't get to was real tight nooks and crannies in here by the terminals, and really when I was doing this I just thought this was kind of it's an exposed area. But looking at this, Klipsch has a cover that comes off, and this actually has a little grommet. It's sealed, which is nice, so you can cut your hole in it for whatever size speaker wire you have to go in there, and that makes a nice weather tight barrier for the speakers. So that is actually really, really cool. So these come, it looks like, yep. So the emblems can rotate, same as what they did before. These come sideways. I know when I got the AWs, they came upright, but you can kind of see the size comparison here. These are substantially, they're narrower since all the drivers all in one, since the tweeter's there in the middle now, instead of having it in its own horn off to the side. The other thing you can kind of see here, well, hopefully you can see it from this angle, these are substantially thinner. I mean, if I was to take this mount off, it's probably 3 inches shallower, and of course the mount is still out on my front porch. So that kind of gives you a quick rundown of the 650 compared to the outgoing AW 650. All right, so now that we've looked at the RSM 650s, let's go ahead and pop open the RSM 800. So this is going to come with the same manual and the screws I talked about that that lock the angle in place for when you mount the speaker. I popped both these open ahead of time just to make sure they were similar. I wasn't sure if the 800s being new that they were individually boxed and the other ones were single, a single box like they used to be, but they are in fact the same. So this is the same thing. You got the large cardboard piece that's holding everything nice and neat in place. No mess when you take everything out. Alright, so this guy I can tell is, it doesn't seem a whole lot bigger, but it is bigger for sure than the AW650 that is. So I can definitely tell it is taller for sure. Oh yeah. So they used to have a commercial version of this AW650 that had an 8-inch woofer. With it being commercial, it was a little more expensive, it was a little harder to get, and it was a 70-volt system, which is just not, unless you're doing commercial audio distribution, it doesn't make sense to just have a 2-channel receiver hooked up to it. I just have a 2-channel Marantz receiver hooked up to my front porch, so I just wanted standard speakers. These RSM-800s, I'm hoping that they have a good amount more bass than these, so that was the reason in buying them for my front porch. But these are kind of the same thing, so I'll turn it sideways here so you can see the depth appears to not be much different. So we'll see once I get them mounted. But again, with the little cover that'll keep all the wiring nice and clean, nothing will get dirty, no bird poop in it. And I can see, let's take these off real quick. Okay, so these are similar to the old ones that went on the AW650s, with the exception of when this goes on here, these little holes are drilled and you can actually put the set screw in there to lock it in if you really, I don't know if maybe these produce more bass and you can't get them tight enough and they'll eventually sag. I'll utilize it just to make sure that that doesn't happen, but that would be my guess is why they do that. So with that being said, that wraps up the unboxing video. I'm actually going to go mount these here in the next few minutes. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live group video for the Klipsch owners, and we'll get a little listening done today. It's nice outside. All right, so I'll do the unboxing on the new RSM series. If you guys need any help with any, call me, Corey, or Mark. Give us a shout. We'll get you taken care of. Thanks.